Let's get ready to go to the hairdresser and cut my hair off. I know this is sounding very dramatic. But it is. I'm actually gonna cut my hair off. I didn't style it. I didn't do anything. I didn't even brush it. You know why? Because my bag with my hairbrush still in Amsterdam. It decided to elongate its vacation, and there it is. So this is where it is. I do have one of these like combs that I use when I have like curls in my hair. I can just comb it a little bit. My hair is a little bit greasy, but it's not horrible, and I think this is okay for just going in to get new color and cut my hair off. I feel like I've said this before. Maybe I should do like a video about that, because I feel like I am going through almost like a midlife crisis. I also broke 2 nails. Do you see like this one? And don't want to talk about it, but I feel like I'm going through like a midlife crisis, and right now I'm like, I'm gonna cut my hair off, and I felt like I wanted to be cute. I am gonna be using this one. This is the Simply Ageless Skin Perfecting Essence by CoverGirl. I also did get, oh my god, I still haven't used the Kaleidos, so I thought maybe we'd do that today as well. Do a lippy, maybe an eyeliner. I haven't decided. I have this one here, and I also did get, because I just got home from Europe, maybe we can talk about that too, and we can talk about the fact that I was stuck in Schiphol, the Amsterdam airport, for 4 days. 4 days, and people are still stuck there. So this is the new, I haven't even opened this one. This is the new one from Morphe. Should I have opened this and see what it is? Because again, my bag is still in Amsterdam. Is this correct? I don't know if I'm doing this correctly. I don't know if this is how you're supposed. Rude. Send help. This is the brushes. Ooh, and there is a sponge here as well. Okay. What is this? This is a Buttery Blend travel brush set. I actually don't like brushes with short handles, but I do love this plasticky thing. I know a lot of people say they want with the short handles because they want to be closer to the mirror doing their makeup. So for that reason, you do have like a travel kit here. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't have any of my brushes that I usually wear here. All of these are face brushes. And then the kit. So I think we're gonna do the little sponge set. And there is... What are we doing? Oh, is this one of these like new brushes? The one you're supposed to paint on? We want to try that, but not with a skin tint maybe. Ooh, this is actually very, very soft. Sometimes these super softy brushes, they don't pick up product in the perfect way, but hopefully this one will. I do have some new products here, including the new Nomad palette. That as I'm filming this hasn't been revealed yet. But it will be... Ooh! It will be before, this seems like a good color, before this video is going live. So I know I've talked about this, and I'm like, every time I mention this and I edit my video, and I'm like, girl, nobody cares. But for the sake of the argument, this year I have decided to not do YouTube full time, and I'm only going to be filming when I really like, you know, when I feel like it, or when I have something that I really like want to talk about. And today, listen, you know that meme when you're like, you go to the hairdresser and you sit down and you look like a little beaver baby trying to get your hair done, and you're like, why am I suddenly the ugliest person alive? So I decided, since I'm doing this big change at the hairdresser today, I'm like, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna look freaking fierce so that when I have my hair done, I'll feel incredible sitting there in the chair, and I'll bring you with me. I'll bring you with me, and you can get your hair done with me, and I'll show you, of course, the after. I'll of course show you what it looks like, because I am making quite, at least the inspiration pictures that I sent to my hairdresser, I'm making quite a change, honestly. So I am excited to show you what it looks like, but I also am not the person that's like super obsessed with hair. For me, hair is like, it is what it is. If I don't like it, it'll grow out. It's gonna be fine. I love this one. This was a favorite last year, and I really still love it. And that's one of the things, maybe we can talk about that too. One of the things I want to do this year is just play more with the things I already have. I'm not going on an official low buy, but I can tell you already, it's gonna be a little bit of a low buy, because quite honestly, I do want to use some of the things I have, and I'm gonna stick to using the brands that I know that I already love. You know, the indie brands that I already love. I want to go back to, I don't want to say the roots, but I kind of want to go back to the roots of my channel and just be like, what did I start out loving with this channel? And it is like playing with color. It is indie brands. And it's talking about the things that now, like, not everybody else is talking about. And I realized with me, like, growing and stuff, it's not easy to be like, you know, always talking about the new. What is this? Are you supposed to? Okay, so this is a sponge, which is nice. Again, my sponge is in Amsterdam. So it's not that I want to try like new brands. Oh, it's in a little pouch like this, so you can bring it in your purse. Oh, okay. This isn't exactly, I need that for my powder. Hold. I want to do things that I want to do, knowing fully well that they're probably not going to get a lot of views. But I want to be like, I want to be even more okay with that this year. I'm opening this 4-piece face brush set now because there is one here that I think will be good for concealer. Let me just start here. Yeah, that's pretty good. It says concealer too, right? Yeah, concealer. Let me actually zoom in a little bit. I also have the new brow products from Colourpop. Let me go get those because I think there's gonna be a brow gel in there that's gonna be like almost like you know, one of those like really, I want them to have like a hurricane hold. If I get stuck in like the end of the world, like apocalypse zombie, like run over by zombies right now, I want my hair gel to like, I want my eyebrow gel to still be on. That's the kind of hold I'm looking for. So when like brow gels are like flexible hold, I'm like, I don't want that. I want actual glue, okay? And I think this one is supposed to be that. I always thought it was very important for like when you're doing makeup to be able to like see stuff. So I hope that, maybe I'm a little high up. Ooh. I hope that you're able to see something. I'm gonna be using still loving the lavender powder from Makeup Forever, and I'm gonna use this little thing from Morphe. It's a little poofier than I'm used to. It's like, you can see it's clearly lavender. I like when they're having, you know, a little bit of a, they come to an end, like a triangle. But I think this will still work. I'm trying to hit pan on this one as well. This is the bronzer by L'Oreal. I have such a divot in it. I think you can see. I'm trying to hit pan. And I think I will be able. Is this a, this one says bronzer? Listen, that, who am I to argue? Let's do that one. So we were home in Sweden for the holidays, for Christmas. And I did film a little bit of a vlog, but it's like, it's very chill. It's not that much talk because again, I wanted to be there to celebrate with my family, but I will try and edit that and put that up on my second channel, on my book and travel channel. And I'm very excited to be talking more about books on that channel because I'm so into reading again. It's so much fun, and it's so fun to have an outlet to like talk about it as well. I just find it so fun. And also there's been this discourse right now in the book community where people are like, you should only give positive reviews. And I feel like we're back, like they're just rinse and recycling everything that the beauty community went through because people were like so upset with people when they were giving negative reviews of makeup. And I'm like, what is the point of someone reviewing something if they're only going to talk about the things they love, or if they're only going to give 5 stars to every book to be nice? Like, what is the point? Like, it's the same with makeup. Every time you give a positive review, people say that was like sponsored, and every time you give a negative review, you get comments saying you don't know how to do makeup. And I don't understand when like the culture became like this. How can we not understand two things can be true at the same time? And just because you don't agree with a review doesn't mean that you are wrong or that the other person is wrong. You're just having a difference in opinions, and I just simply cannot understand how it became like this. Ooh, I'm really liking this one. Like, look at this. It says it's a blush brush, but Does it say that? Yeah, it says blush, but I'm loving this under the eyes. Wow. And now in the book community, people are like, you shouldn't give negative reviews. And it's like, what's the point? Like, what's the point if you don't, like, if you're not honest? I just read a book that I really, really disliked. And again, there's a difference between me hating a makeup product and tagging the owner and saying you suck. That's mean. We don't need to be mean. Same with books. There's a difference between me, like the book that I just read that I really disliked. I'm gonna do one of these brow pencils. Blonde, taupe, and a brunette. I'm gonna do blonde. There's a difference between me, like I put up on my Instagram. I've been so active on Instagram lately. If you want to see more of me, I would say Instagram is probably a good way to go right now. And I put up that I gave the book a 1 star. And so many people were like DMing me being like, I cannot wait to hear your thoughts about this. Because either they loved it or they were thinking about it. Was Carvel, by the way, by Stephanie Garber. And it's a book that's very popular. And I literally hated it. I never stop reading books. I always finish books. I always get to the end of books because for me, I am like, what if the book gets better? Like, I don't want to give the book and stop reading the book and say I hated it. And what if it gets better? Because there are books that I didn't like in the beginning and then I did. And then I did. Like, first book in Throne of Glass. It's not great. It's a 3 star. It's like, it's not giving me, oh, I really want to read 6. Is it 6? I think it's even more. 6+ books of this. That's not what the first book is giving. But the ending of the second book, that's when you're like, oh, okay. And then the rest of the series is literally some of the best books I've ever read. And I didn't want to stop reading Carvel because I was like, what if it turns out to be better? It didn't. But me putting that book up on a 1 star and tagging the author is mean. Like, we don't need to do that. And I see sometimes people, even like creators, they'll give a bad review to a collab item and they'll tag the collaborator. I'm like, man, that's some mean girl energy right there. Like, don't do that. Like, oh my God, that's so mean. Don't do that. And it's the same, like, I didn't tag the author. So many people are loving this book, so clearly this book is just not written for me. I hated the characters. I really did not like the pacing of the book. The language was so repetitive and just pretentious in all the wrong ways. And I was like, this is not for me. This is not for me. It felt like, you know, the 13 going on 30. Is that what it's called? It's like, it was like a 13-year-old wrote a book about what they think young adults do and say. And it just came off so juvenile, and I literally hated every single character in the book. And for some people, that will be a helpful review. And I don't understand why people are so upset about this. And I feel like we lost the nuance right now in society. Oh my God, I'm getting so deep. But I feel like we lost the nuance where we get angry when people have a difference in opinions. And as soon as somebody agrees with your opinion, they're clearly a smart person. They clearly know what they're talking about because you assume that your opinion is the only correct one and the only one worth having. And I'm seeing that so much with people are like assuming that someone's a good person or a smart person based solely on the fact that they are sharing like that person's opinion in something that matters to them. And it's like, I don't know, I feel like, yeah, nuance like literally left the building. So crazy. But when we were going home from Europe, I say Europe, I'm turning into like an American, the Europe. We were going home from Sweden and we had a flight through Schiphol, which is the big airport in Amsterdam. And I never have any problems with Schiphol, ever. I really love it. So this is the Brow Boss. It's the lifting brow gel. I have high expectations. I never have any problems going through Schiphol. It's a really good flight, actually, because it goes directly from Sweden, from several airports in Sweden, directly from Sweden to Schiphol, and then directly to Austin. It's like one layover. It's perfect. Not going home. It was far from perfect. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. We got to Schiphol on Saturday morning, early, and we were gonna be in Austin Saturday afternoon. We actually got to Austin on Tuesday night, late, because Amsterdam was having winter weather. As a Swede, I'm actually surprised to see a country in Northern Europe have that much problem because of the snow that was on the ground when we were there. I've heard since that there is more snow, but when we were there, they were canceling hundreds of flights every day, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We were stuck for 4 days in Schiphol. They were just canceling flights. Nobody was getting out. It was an actual war zone. People were so upset. They were screaming. They were angry. It was absolutely crazy. And I mean, me and my husband, we're pretty, we know how to travel. We're not like people that like get worked up about stuff. So we were like, our flight got canceled, and they basically said, listen, you're not leaving today. So we got a hotel. So we stayed 3 hotel nights in Schiphol, and we are gonna ask, of course, for our money back for the hotels. KLM did say they were gonna cover that for us. But the thing that I really hated was the lack of communication. Nobody knew anything. All the staff for KLM kept disagreeing with each other, and you didn't get a single email or a single text message with any kind of information saying what's going on. The line to get rebooked, they said they were going to do it like automatically. The rebooking was going to happen automatically via your phone. It did not. So we waited, but eventually we were like, we're going to have to stand in this really, really big line. The line, 8 hours. We were in line for 8 hours to get a ticket that they said we were going to get automatically. And when we scanned the ticket to go in through security, the flight was already canceled. 8 hours. Let me say that again. 8 hours. For a flight that got canceled before we got to security. Again, it was a war zone. It was absolutely bonkers. So we went back and we told them, listen, we were in line for 8 hours. We cannot stand in this line again. We got this ticket. It got canceled immediately as we got the ticket. Is there any way we can just talk to them again and get a new ticket? So they let us get ahead of line again because, I mean, we'd done our time. I bought one of these new blushes from Moira. This is the Marvelous Baked Blush. I'm really enjoying some of the makeup from Moira, and this one looked so pretty. Packaging is really nice too. Baked blushes are coming back. Baked makeup products are coming back. And this is like a glowy pink. Ooh, should I do this brush again then? So we got back again and we're like, listen, that flight you gave us, it's already canceled. She was like, oh my God, this is madness. And I felt bad for the staff too, because I'm sure they didn't get any information either. So she said, you know what? I'm going to get you a new flight for tomorrow. Hopefully that will happen. So he got us a flight to Houston the day after. So we spent another night at the hotel. And in the morning, we got there and it wasn't canceled. And we got there, we waited. We were delayed, of course. We were delayed a lot. But eventually, we actually took off and we were able to get to Houston. Of course, when we got to Houston, we had missed our connection because we were delayed. But then, since then, I've heard it's only gotten worse at Amsterdam. And people are literally sleeping like in little beds, like, you know, those beds that they have in like, you know, like Warsaw. Like it was crazy. People are so upset, and I understand that people are upset, but I also am like, how could they not be prepared for that amount of snow? It was so many things where I was like, it was crazy. So yeah, of course, our bags did not come with us. They are still in Amsterdam. Rest in peace. Literally, I don't even know if I'm getting that one back. We did contact them. They said they were going to send it to us, but not holding my breath. This one is very highlighty. I almost wished it had a little bit more pigment to it, but it's glowy. It's very glowy. Almost like, I don't want to say too glowy because I do love a glow. I'm looking for my bronzer brush because I do love a glowy blush, but I kind of wish it had a little bit more pigment for being a blush. I don't feel like it's enough pigment for being a blush. I also bought another blush from them. It's also a powder blush with glow, and I did buy the Eyes Glow Jelly Stick Highlighter, but I mean, clearly I don't need a highlighter, so I don't think I'm gonna do that. I do want to do my lips. I do have those new, let me show you. I did get sent all of these Cloud Whips by Colourpop, and they look really, really nice. You know, I love a matte blurry lip, but I think I'm gonna do the Kaleidos one because I still haven't tried it. So I don't know what I want to do. I want to do like lighter lips. I love a good light lip. do I want to do this one maybe? This is in Latude. And I feel like I want to do something that goes with the palette. So this is the new Nomad palette. And I think this one is available. It might be available like launching today as you're seeing this. And you can, per usual, use my code Angelica with Nomad Cosmetics and you get 10% off. And this is the Nomad Paris La Boheme. And this makes me like think of one of my absolute favorite movies, which is Moulin Rouge. Ooh, and I haven't done anything with this. So there is like a murky green, but there's also like a pinky. What do I want to do? I kind of want to do that one, but I think I might start with this one, La Boheme, and then do Paris down here, and then do this one. That's what I'm working with. So we're looking for something pink. That's what we realized. Maybe this one then. I'm loving this packaging. Like all of these are like, you order the packaging and then you put in the lipstick. You can take it out like this, and then, oh my god, let me put, it's in my lap, and this is just, there's too many things here. Oh, too many things going on. Okay, so you put it in, and you see it's magnetic, and then the component goes on, and you know, I love a red and a pink, and I put the pink one in here. And it's one of these that you can twist up. It's not a click up, which means that these are not going to hopefully be as goopy as the click up ones, which I'm excited about. I don't even know what this one is called, the pink one. It is Bubble Hit. Bubble Hit. Okay, I'll put all the things that I'm talking about down below. This is the lip liner. Oh, that's nice. Let's put on the pink, and then let's go in with the eyeshadow. Oh yeah, you can definitely, oh yeah, that's a nice formula. I do have pretty dry lips from traveling. I'm actually really liking that. I feel like the cheek is too glowy almost. Should I put a little pink on top of it, like a blush? I do have the, oh that, I almost showed you something I shouldn't have shown you. I'm trying to see if I can find, hold. Okay, let me put on a little bit of a different blush just on top. Just a little bit of a cool toned, like mauvey pink. Yeah, because I want this to feel a little bit more pinky than this. Okay, I'm really liking that. The combo was beautiful. Okay, I did find an eyeshadow stick in my backups, so I can still use my favorite primer, because my favorite primer, the one I'm using, is currently in my bag in Amsterdam. I also have a friend that's coming to visit here today. She's coming tonight after I'm done with the hairdresser. Oh, I forgot to draw that in. I'm gonna do that too. So I do need to, like, I don't know, tidy up a little bit here, because this place is a little messy. Oh my gosh, but it's gonna be really fun. I don't even know exactly what we're gonna be doing this weekend, but I'm trying to like loosely have a little, like, what are we gonna be dealing with, basically. Oh, and people were asking, what about your dogs? And I totally understand, because it's like me saying, oh, we got delayed in Amsterdam. Let me see if I can put some of these things away. Me saying, oh, we got delayed in Amsterdam for 4 days. Of course, people were saying, what about your dogs? And I think that is very valid. Oh, why is this out? Can you please be nice to me? Not perfect. I also will say, this brow gel is not really drying down. Which, not a favorite for me. It's still like soft. You know, I don't love that. I don't love a soft hold. I really thought that it was gonna be a little bit more crusty, okay? I really thought we were gonna get that. So this is the La Boheme one. Oh, and also I've been asked, because right now I did close down the Sinch Beauty website for shipping, because we have been moving warehouses. I mean, you and some of you have noticed, but been having some issues with the warehouse that I have been working with. They have been doing quite a lot of mistakes, and they have been forcing me to pay for the mistakes that they've been doing, which I don't love. I mean, mistakes happen, but I don't understand why I am paying for the mistakes that you're doing. And they've also been extremely bad at the customer service, been very slow, which have made me look like I'm slow towards my customers, both like you, but also customers as in like wholesale, because I do have some customers that stock Cinch, and I just didn't love it. And also they raised their prices so much this year that if I was gonna stay with this warehouse, like I think my shipping, I don't know what my shipping is, but the shipping that my customers pay is half of what the warehouse is charging me for shipping. And I was like, I either have to raise the price of shipping or raise the price of my products or change warehouse. So I choose to change warehouse. So come when the store is opening, which will be probably this week, keep your eyes open on the Cinch Beauty book. We have a newsletter you can sign up for. We only send out like 5 letters a year. We don't send out a lot of letters. You're not going to be at spam from us. Or the Cinch Beauty Instagram, we will let you know when we are opening for shipping again, because I did get some questions, and it will probably be this week as I'm getting this one up. And when we are opening for shipping again, we will also have the original brush set back in stock. Finally, the EO1 has been out of stock for so long. It took a really long time to get them produced again and shipped. Those will also be in stock. So if you have been waiting for the EO1 to get back in stock, it is happening as soon as the store is opening. And we are going to be with a new warehouse, and we are going to be shipping out of a different location, and we are going to keep our prices as they were, at least for now. You know, inflation always happens and things gets more expensive. We're also going to keep our shipping as it is for now. Again, I'm not saying for forever, because again, everything keeps getting more expensive. But the thing that's going to change is that shipping might, like handling, might take a little longer, because this is a smaller warehouse, which I'm also excited about, like, you know, supporting more, going in with the Paris now, which is a dark, almost like eggplant. Yeah, I'm excited to support like a smaller business as well and have my products there. But for that reason, handling might take a little longer than it did before. Not weeks and weeks, but instead of being like 48 hours that it has been before, it might be a couple of days instead. And I am sorry about that, but I do think that people are okay with that, knowing that at least for now, I'm able to not raise my prices. So I'm excited about that. And of course, we're also gonna have a new launch soon. I'm finishing up the lower lash line too. I'm just using the same shadows down here. I feel like my skin is getting a little oily. I should probably set this. Just buffing it into the skin a little bit, because I don't want to be sticky and I don't want to be oily. I mean, I am going to get pretty here. I'm going to get my hair fixed. Hopefully I'll like it. Okay, let's go in with the Romantic shade. I don't know if I'm going to say it in English or in French. I don't feel like I'm saying it correctly in any of the languages. But I don't think it's romantic. I think it's romantic, right? I did spray it a little bit. And I'm putting that on. That is really, really cute. There is a pastel pink in here that I think will be perfect. This turned out to be quite a dramatic look for like an everyday makeup, but hey, here we are. I am getting ready, like I said, to launch something new with Cinch. I actually have a really good like lineup for this year. I'm very excited about the stuff that Cinch is gonna launch this year. I feel like this will be like one of those years where I can see like, where is Cinch like heading? Is it going to be something that I'm going to be working on for years, or is it just going to be like a little side project where I release something every now and then? I feel like this is the year where we can finally see like where are we heading with this brand. And I am, for me, of course, very excited to see where we are heading. I'm so excited for the things that I have been releasing so far. I'm so excited about the things that we are releasing, and I can't wait to see what you are gonna think about it. I hope you're gonna enjoy it. So this is the pastel pink that's called Art. Ma'am. Okay, that is much more pigmented than I thought it was gonna be. But I mean, I'm not mad. That is incredible, Nomad Cosmetics. I am loving that. What a nice one. I'm still not ready right now. I might for next year. I'm already planning and plotting releases for next year, right? Like, but right now with Cinch, I'm not ready to do like collections around a specific time of the year, because it is so important that those things get released when that time of year is. Like, it's really hard to release a Valentine's collection in April, and it's not ideal to release a Halloween collection end of December, and it's not great to release a fall release in beginning of December. So I haven't yet decided to do anything like that as I'm feeling right now. Same with collabs, because I'm still finding, oh, I feel like I have something here. I'm still finding my bearings on like how long does things take? Like, how long is reasonable for doing a palette or for doing something else? And I feel like I'm kind of like, I'm getting into it. Am I gonna use this one, or am I gonna use the darker one? Ooh. Oh, I think I have the darker one actually in my makeup bag. Ugh, this is turning to be so annoying. I literally have the old Plumeria from Makeup Geek. Am I giving myself a pink eye? Maybe. Did you see, by the way, that like, I don't want to say Makeup Geek is back, but Marseille Beauty is now gonna release makeup as well, and not just fragrances. I have known about this for quite some time. I'm probably gonna be talking about this in my new makeup releases. Oh, I'm planning to have a new makeup releases this week, by the way. It's gonna be the return of new makeup releases, but I am planning to have that. I'm going to talk about that, but did you see the palette? What do you think about them? Because I feel like I have some thoughts, but I also feel like there are always people who are looking for more, I don't want to say basic because I feel like that's so mean, but like more like everyday things where everything is like in a palette. But I'm also thinking in 2025, the customers that like know about Marlena, like, is that what they are looking for? Do the customers that like know about Marlena and know about Makeup Geek, I feel like there's a big risk that they already have those things and that they're like not looking for a new one. I would love to hear your thoughts about that, because again, I'm gonna be talking about that more. I really wish I could have done Charmer, but again, it's in my makeup bag that's in Amsterdam, just seeing the world. Yeah, I'm gonna be talking about that on Friday, but I'm wondering, is it too late for a Makeup Geek revival? I don't know. It's exciting though. It's exciting to see. I always love seeing people, you know, chase their dreams, being entrepreneurial, and just, you know, releasing new brands and new stuff. I'm always excited to see. I'm always rooting for people's success. I will never root for someone's downfall, because I just, it's not the person that I am. But I am excited to hear your thoughts. Not that I would root for the downfall of Marseille in any way. Like, their perfume, A Nuit Parisienne, still my absolute favorite date night perfume. It's such a good fragrance. I've talked about it so much. And again, I do have a co with them, so I clearly really love the brand, and I'm excited to see the release of makeup. But it doesn't mean that I can't have thoughts about it. I've always been like bluntly honest on my channel, like when I like something, when I don't like something, and most brands have enjoyed that. They have enjoyed that I have been honest about my thoughts. Most brand owners are interested in knowing what they can do better, and also I think sometimes people forget that just because you dislike something doesn't mean that everybody dislikes it. It's the same with my brand Cinch. Like, clearly I love the products that I'm releasing, but it doesn't mean that everybody's gonna love them. But just because somebody doesn't love something from a brand doesn't mean that that product is bad. Just means it didn't work out for you. I feel also now, like when there's more brands on the market, and now that I have more products on the market, it's always that also like, when do you want to like discontinue something? When do you want to keep something around? When do you want to restock it? Because as a brand owner, I've said this before, you having things in stock is you tying up your money into that product, and sometimes also paying for the storage of that product. And sometimes it's better to just put that thing on sale and get rid of it, not because it was a failed launch. I think most brands that are launching products are getting their investment back on the product. And sometimes the best thing you can do is just to get things off the shelf so you can make space for new products. Not because the product wasn't good, but because sometimes you just need to like, you know, renew your offering. And those are the kind of things that you have to like start thinking about. I do like how this is looking. Somehow I feel like my face is looking more glowy than I want, and I'm wondering if it is the highlighter, which is not even a highlighter. It's like literally a blush, so it's confusing. I'm also trying the new Alani. This is the Cherry Bomb. I'm not the big fan. I love that my nails off. I'm not a big fan of cherry flavored sodas. It's a very American thing, and it's not that I think it's like disgusting. I'm not used to the flavor. Honestly, I'm like matching. I feel like I'm matching this. It's pretty cool. It is nice though, but it's a little bit too cherry for me, which, I mean, that's my fault. I bought cherry soda and now I'm saying it's too cherry. Like, clearly I'm the idiot. Clearly I'm the problem, okay? So let me zoom out and let me put on lash as well. Listen, I'm gonna be so fancy at the hairdresser today. Okay, friends, I am done with my makeup look. I do think it looks really pretty. I'm excited to be going and fixing this hair. So I'll bring my phone with me and I'll just, you know, get a couple of clips at the hairdresser, and in a while I'll come back and I'll show you hopefully a good after. Cross your fingers. Hear me out. It has been quite literally the entire day. I was at the hairdresser for I want to say like 5 hours. I had so many things that I thought I was gonna do today, but I didn't. So this is my hair. It took a really long time to get rid of the red in my hair, but now I am actually fairly close to my natural hair color. I do have some staining, you can see, on my face, yeah, from the hair color. But look at how cute. I cut off my hair. I said I was gonna cut off my hair, and I went back to something that's kind of close to like my natural hair color, which is a darker blonde that gets bleached in the sun. And I gotta say, I'm very excited. I'm very excited about how this looks. I'm excited about having short hair again. Is this the midlife crisis that's talking? Who knows, honestly. Gotta say, I really do like how my makeup looks. I think this is a little bit too shiny maybe, and I did have to blot a bit. This eyebrow gel, If you like an eyebrow gel with hold, this is not it. There is no hold. I was gonna say hold left the chat, but I don't think it ever entered the chat. I don't like this eyebrow gel at all. Like, there is not enough hold. Other than that, I think everything looks good, including my hair. Look at this. Okay, let me know what you think. Be nice. I know it's crazy that I have to tell adults, but like, I'm clearly happy with this, so I need you to be nice, okay? But I will see you soon again in a new video. When will that be? Actually, it will probably be on Friday. I think we're due for new makeup releases. Bye.